When the choppers came, they dropped food and medicines, bringing in doctors and taking away the injured. Over time, the choppers would come to symbolize the Americans in a very different way. The relief efforts saw sworn enemies work shoulder to shoulder, giving aid, medical assistance, and saving lives, and through all gaining a new perspective on each other and the human community. The work of international volunteers, their compassion and dedication have changed long-standing attitudes and perceptions of the people in this region. And the warmth, trust, and hospitality of the Pakistani people have won the hearts of many an American who have taken back with them tales of courage, survival, and faith. People who once looked at each other with only distrust and suspicion have found themselves working hand in hand for the common cause of humanity. As one grateful Pakistani survivor said to an American relief worker, humanity is the religion now.
हम ये नहीं कहते हैं कि जितने अमेरिकी हैं सब भी जालिम हैं, ठीक है? या ऐसा जैसे देखें अच्छे लोग पाकिस्तान में भी आपको मिलेंगे, उधर भी मिलेंगे, बुरे लोग आपको पाकिस्तान में भी मिलेंगे, उधर भी मिलेंगे, पूरी दुनिया में हर जगह में.
Americans did a great job here in Kashmir, and they were the first people to start bringing the aid and taking out the patients. They were the first people.
अब जब अमेरिकन यहाँ पे आए हैं तो लोगों के आइडियाज़ भी थोड़े से डिफरेंट हो गए हैं.
जिस तरह हम अपने बाकियों को के बारे में सोचते हैं कि हम इनके लिए ये कर सकते हैं, ये कर सकते हैं, उस तरह अमेरिकन भी इन लोगों अवाम के लिए ये सोचते हैं कि हम इनके लिए अच्छा सोचेंगे और अच्छा करेंगे.
अमेरिका ने भी काफ़ी इमदाद किया और वो हमारी तरफ भेजा. काफ़ी सारे टेंट थे और इसके अलावा जितना राशन भेज सकते थे और रुपया पैसा भी उन लोग ने अच्छा भेजा है.
Americans are here. They are just here for help us, and they were helping us a lot.
वो पक्का खाना भी बेचते थे, थैले भी बेचते, नीचे होके थे, फेंकते थे, हर एक चीज़ फेंकते थे वो लोग. बच्चों के लिए टॉफियाँ और ये बिस्किट ये ज़्यादा कहते थे, दूध माछों तक फेंकते थे.
लोगों के काफ़ी ख्याल बदल चुके हैं और बहुत अच्छा लोग समझ रहे हैं कि ये अमेरिकन बहुत अच्छे हैं, हमारी तरह हैं और बहुत अच्छे इंसान हैं और अच्छा सोचते हैं, मुसलमानों के लिए भी अच्छा सोचते हैं और एक उनके दिल में रहम है और दर्द है उनके दिल में.
उन्होंने अच्छा काम किया है, हम तो ये कहते हैं कि बिल्कुल वो तो अपनी जगह पे बात, लेकिन उन्होंने इमदाद बिल्कुल की है. बेशक उनके हेलीकॉप्टर आए, उनके ज़रिए से उन्होंने हमारे इलाके में दूर दराज जो इलाका था वहाँ पे राशन सप्लाई किए, खेमे लोगों को दिए.
Who can left his own life, his own family, his own comfort to come in disaster area and trying to help the Muslims? That's the only people can do which have a kind heart for the humanity.
Perceptions fall away when we really need help, and perceptions fall away when you're giving help.
Well, the hostilities that occur in the political realm, in the business realm, in the religious realm, I think they often dissipate after a crisis.
Our military and our assistance workers from the DART and our NGOs who had the opportunity to work up there for the first time ever in that part of Pakistan will never forget the warmth with which they were greeted, the thanks that they received from moms and dads and children. So it goes both ways.
The worst things that you can imagine happening to people often bring out the best qualities in our species of human beings, this overriding concern for people who are much different than them and live in much different circumstances, but this deep-seated desire to help.
Pakistan is not the Pakistan that is portrayed. There may be some truth to those stories here and there, but across the board, overall, I've met wonderful people there.
We are going to win people over by, when they really need us, being there and helping them out.
When people know you really want to help them, you don't need to say anything else. You don't need to have policies. You don't need to have a person with a gun, because people know you really care.
It's that opportunity to connect on an individual level and show somebody that, you know, we do care. It's not just that I personally care, it's also that my government cares, because I can't offer you much if it's just me. I need to have resources behind me in terms of medical equipment and housing materials and all the rest. is to show that there is a wonderful, generous side to my country as well.
Anyone who has ever been touched by this tragedy has come away with at least one common lesson, that what binds us is far stronger than all the things that separate us, that we are all human.
There are not just radicals in, the Middle East or it's not an exclusive to any part of the world. There are radicals everywhere. But the majority of people are like you and me.
The tragedy of loss at a personal level is universal. A person losing their child is extraordinarily tragic in any culture.
And one of the things that I try to teach my son is to care about people on the other side of the earth.
Some people that we see here at Direct Relief, they realize that an image that they see on television, that could be me, that could be my family. I can do something. As concerned I am about my job or my income or the next car I'm going to buy, those people have nothing, and I have a lot.
The important thing to me is that people see for themselves what other people are like and go deeper than what's on the surface or what they hear about those people.
When it comes to Pakistan, I can say for certain that I have lived, worked, loved, and continue to love people who are great people and are among the finest people I've ever met.
Where most people are really concerned, just like in this country, about the welfare of themselves and their families, and those motivations are pretty basic.
They lose a family member and they're devastated. They work very hard every day to provide for their families. They love their children. They want their children to have a better life than they do. Those are something common to all humans.
People tend to be able to set aside their differences for a time and realize that whatever fight that we had going on before, we can pick that up later, but this was just something unforeseen and purely tragic.
I call it my true north, that you kind of get reoriented to what's important in life, and you realize all the stupid things that we think are important here aren't really important.
Dig a little deeper for the truth and before you think the worst about somebody, because you might be wrong. And what if you do something based on that false interpretation or that misperception, and then where does that lead? It leads nowhere.
Many times I've climbed up the wrong tree. I picked deadly blossoms that should be out of reach, stretching my soul to the edge of life's shroud, clutching those flowers as I tumbled to the ground. But the man upstairs, he must be watching over me, 'cause my prophesied demise just wasn't meant to be. You see, it's not the end, my friend, 'cause I will rise again. We will rise again. Pakistan will rise again.